Great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to 89th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. At this session, we have seen that the global market is still in a in oscillating mode. While here locally, we are seeing our market at this hour trying to pull back, but we're still watching because the life of MTN is losing this morning. But that is the trend this morning. But I always say that when you are trading stock, always use what your stop loss. Let your investment objective guide your investment decision and take away emotion from what from every decision you are taking. That means you are allowing the price action at any time, what is happening in the market to determine your decision, not just be biased for anything. That means that is why I said you must know how to read your word, to read your price action. That means at this point that the market is now globally, we are seeing that the US market is in green, trying to rebound from yesterday marginal pullback. To speak now, there's an uptrend, kind of like to go up slightly in the up direction for US market. Also, the same thing for Europe market is mixed, and Asia market is also looking up slightly this morning again, but also mixed market because of the index there are not all are not in green. They are still having a red, green, and up and down, at this hour. But the good thing is that in US yesterday, the Fed really cleared about to clear the banking sector to kind of redistribute their excess capital to shareholder in form of what? In form of dividend. That is also a good news for investors in US market. And as we speak now, most of the stocks in US market are set to open moderately higher, rebounding from yesterday's losses, as I've said earlier. Then also, we are seeing that the crude oil price continue to oscillate, but as I tell you now, it rebounded yesterday. Crude oil price is trading around 116.9 at this hour. Despite the move or the plan by the G7 leaders trying to at this time put a cap for Russia oil, so that it's part of also trying to enforce some sanction in this format by using a price cap for Russia oil as a way of further squeezing Moscow from for having reap from this heavy dollar transaction. Just as also some oil kind of shippers are also using another way to cover their transaction with Russia by paying through what? Through China yen. These are what is unfolding now. But as we speak now, in the ongoing G7 leadership meeting, I'll tell you that Ukraine issue is really dominating the discussion, so that you can see how the war can have another kind of supply from Ukraine after Ukraine port has been blocked for all this while. Even since the February that this war started, there's no movement of goods out of that. I think it's part of what they are discussing. But you can see that the war is being removed by all these activities, especially as oil price also continue to oscillate and sell above $100. I tell you, it's not impacting the war positively, but rather hitting up what inflation, and that is causing all this rate adjustment here and now. But yesterday, too, I told you that Fed has also promised they are kind of forgive children, that they are not likely to raise the next meeting to jack up their rate again as they've done before. That's also part of what is kind of giving a US market a bit out now as we speak. But this morning it's looking up marginally, and let's see how it will go before the end of the day. But come back here locally, I'll tell you that the market is not looking badly. But yesterday, market confirmed breaking out the 51,804, which I told you earlier, to close at almost 51,968 or 64 yesterday. But as we speak now this morning, because MTN is on the downside, market has pulled back to around as we trade now around either 1,800 and 800 and something as we speak. But we'll come back to the market, but rather let's just face our discussion so that at the end of the day, we're able to arrive at a conclusion. It's that conclusion that we know what is happening actually in the market. It's that from there we know exactly where to go. But I believe that the market is not being badly. The market is just trying to find direction. But now we are seeing that the end of the quarter is around the corner. I believe that between now and end of the month, this end of the quarter, window dressing, or end of the quarter, rebalancing will continue. And don't forget that, as I said, if you understand how to trade with with data, with technical analysis, you always stay ahead of the market. That's why I said every investment is against the future. Why is against the future? Because you are investing for the next day. You are not just investing for only today. Since every investment is against the future, you are taking position to see what the next day will look like. You are not looking at the back. Yes, still past performance give you an insight how to forecast the future, but your every investment is against what will happen, that is going to impact the price positively or negatively. Given that every investment is against the future, future returns, stocks are very fantastic, financial instrument to trade at any given time. So far, you understand what the importance of timing and season, allowing your entry analysis strategy to guide you when you are also employing a what technical tools to know exactly when to go in and when to go out. Especially now that we're expecting that half year any season start hitting the market any moment from now, as the period draw closer, as much closer to the end of the quarter. I'm telling you, the early filers will start hitting the market from second week or first week of July, with their half year result or Q2 result, anyone call it. That also going to impact on the market. But I believe that yes, because interim dividend is not as much in terms of payout compared to what we see at the full year, might not see much. But I'll tell you, this interim dividend that has pulled back is an attraction for those that want to position ahead of the market, position ahead of the market, for the year ending 2022. At their position right now, I'm telling you that will help them to really, enjoy the market if market maintain an uptrend, taking the entry dividend for the half year and also staying in position to the end of the year. That's why I say every investor has different objective why than the market or traders. If you're a long-term investor, I think the pullback now is the opportunity for you to buy into those entry dividend stocks and take the half year dividend, and the full year will not be an addition for those that are long-term investors, those that are what retirees, those that are also income investor, dividend investor. This is how to also position at this hour. That's why I said every investment is against the future. When it comes to trading or investing at this point, you also want to understand that there is a kind of thinking that you need to know the kind of stock you are investing from. You are looking for defensive stock, you are looking for good stock. Like I said earlier last week, the same thing has to be applied at this period, especially now that we are seeing the quarter coming closer, and also we expect that at the end of the day, we're going to see how the company have performed or how they have performed for the second half of the year or first half of the year. Because by tell you by Thursday, we'll say this is the end of the half year 2022. And that also will tell you that investors will be thinking that we have also less than 2 months or no less than 150 days also to hit the year end. And for that, they start positioning ahead of it, knowing that, as I've said earlier, every investment is against the future. Also, understanding what is happening in each sector and how this will also impact the performance of the companies. It also be another thing that you should also have at the back of your mind, because I tell you that anytime that prices of equity feed on what on the company's earnings. If price of equity feed on the company earnings, that tells you that at that particular time the company's earnings is what is going to impact the company's price as at that particular time. You don't need to also take position when you know that a company performance is not guaranteed. And for example, the banking sector, where we're expecting that the inclusion from, we have seen their Q1 number, but if you look at other companies that you are seeing their Q1 number, it's not expected to also move further into Q2. That means their paying dividend will be shaking. You know what to do. But if you see that their Q1 is as strong as as even higher than what they did in 2021, and we expect that this performance also will be extended in this Q2. That means the possibility that this company will pay you dividend is high. You position ahead of those dividend, because you know that when the dividend hit the market and the numbers and the dividend came and they come and they meet expectation, they are likely to be what market reaction, positively or negatively. That's why you need to position before those numbers hit the market. These are the things you should also look at this current market situation, because I believe that market has entered a state that you can buy since across the T line. I told you once market come out of T line, you can start taking your position, and that's another way also to look at the market. And this was I've said earlier that what is happening in crude market, commodity market is also influencing the market. But I believe that with what we are seeing today and the volume that we saw yesterday compared to what we saw on Friday, you can see that gradually there's a buy position. At close of business yesterday, we are seeing about it's 92% buy position and just 8% sell position. But this morning we're seeing that because of the what is happening in MTN, it's a slowdown. But I believe that this is just in the afternoon before the end of the trading today. We'll see the life of Okomu at the top at the Guinness start. We'll see more companies like that also coming. That also we can see the life of PTI. We can see all these coming. At the end of the day, they will also impact the market positively for us to stay ahead of the market. And that's why, like I always say, let your what investment objective guide you. Just like as I just displayed down here, you can see today, I'm also bringing up our what we call true strength what indicator to guide us here. You can see that the market rebounded at this point, and then you can see that since this rally, this 5 days rally, you can see that there's all kind of a curve here and trying to come above this dotted line. Once they cross the dotted line and also cross this up, it's a sign of what strength also. You can see that that strength is returned to the market. As I said, you can stay buying. Once today able to cross, and you can see at the end of the day, between now and tomorrow and crossover, that will continue. And don't forget that I said this is the end of the quarter, no rebalancing of portfolio. That's going to have impact on the market. And like I said, true strength indicator is one of those momentum that you should use whenever you are looking at what to see where the strength of the market is going. Like I said last time, if you can remember that the true strength index, which is also an oscillator that fluctuates between a positive and a negative territory, as with many what other momentum indicators. The central line, which I've shown you now, they define the overall bias. The bulls have the momentum edge when the TSI is positive, and the bear has the edge when the TLR is negative. As we speak now, you can see once it's around then up here, when it is down here, it says negative, but once it's above the T line here, this dotted line says also positive. You can see now you can see it try to cross over. Once it cross and remain at the above the dotted line, that is a good sign. Where it cross come down, but see, you can see because it has not crossed down, the momentum is still strong. But now trying to reverse here is a sign that trend is still coming back to the market. Like I said earlier, if you are following us in this class, that once market crossed the 51,000, that is a strength has come back and also crossed 52,000 mark. We are saying yes, we have arrived at another new rally. Yes, we know that the strong resistance or the stronger resistance so far has been around 54,200 and something, but at that 12, but the strong one there is the top there is 54,200, but anytime it touches around the 54,012, know that yes, that new strength is also, but to speak now, the market is trying to find an uptrend direction, but don't believe that, don't panic because you are seeing a slowdown. This is a result of one of the high cap top losing, the impact of MTN in the index, but that's why most time I think you go back and look at what sectorial indices to know exactly what is happening. Just as I said that when the blue line here crossed over the single line and cross over, however, I give you a sign of what of a bull run. But once also cross down here and come down, it also tell you that the bear is also in control. Don't forget that as a chart reader at any time, you can also look at what the trend lines and also look at where it's whether there's what we call a divergent in terms of trend, and because that you know exactly where we are going. If the price is moving up and this is trending down, say that there's divergent. But now you can see that as the price is trying to this action is trying to go up, you can see that it's trying to also go up to follow this trend as we speak now. For me, it's a good one. But when it was coming down and you now see it one going up, that's divergent. I think that the two are moving in the same direction for you to also look at. Divergent also can give you a signal of what a buy or sell. But most time, when the indicator and the price action and this action are moving in that, say that there is strength and there is momentum in that direction. As I said, that TSI is also somewhat unique because it tracks the underlying price quite well in order to work for the oscillator. In order that oscillator can capture a sustained move in the up in one direction, either like we're seeing here, and I can see when it was coming down one direction, now that's going to go in one direction, you know exactly where it is going. The peak and also the bottom of the oscillator also often capture the peak and the support of the price. In this regard, chart leaders can also draw trend lines and also mark their support and resistance level using what they also see to mark up the support and resistance. You can see resistance here and support. I see that here's a strong support. You can see whenever it touches here, look at this range, it's always bounce back. You can also see that here is a support, while this top here are also resistant. You can easily use it to what to draw a trend line to easily direct your what your chart reading, so that your reading will help you to make accurate decision when you are using all these momentum indicators with right action for this action to know exactly where the market is going. It's very, very good to use all this to support you to know exactly if there is strength also. A cross down through the T the TSI signal is bullish, and also in that it suggests that price has gone from a bullish situation to a bearish situation. A cross down also through the red line also, or the dotted line, let's do like that, or the the blue line and the red line also. You can read through the short section and look at how this is happening. Why I said so? Because you need to know exactly where the ball. For me, the script was here that you can see always the move, already a move here down here, just like what you see here before it pop up. And see also the same thing looking up, and see that it takes time for it to cross after going up. For that, there is no cause for alarm at this point. All we don't need is just let us watch and see where the market is going from here. There's no cause for alarm. I see that the market is in a good position. There is no cause for alarm. Rather, let us just manage our position at this time. That is what it is. Don't panic the market as we speak now. Yes, the market news at this hour is that the life of ICO has notified the market of its board meeting and close period for the half year earnings report expected in the market. And when you start seeing a close period for tell you that the earnings season is around the corner, start seeing a close period coming from different company to give you a clue what to do ahead of this ahead of this numbers expected. And also the second one is that Nestle Nigeria PLC also notify exchange of the AGM coming up or holding on the June 29, 2022. Yes, they've sent those that want to join online. The link is there at the NGS. You can go there and take the link for you to join if you're a shareholder of the company. Once that is done, you are good to go. You need to follow all this so that you can get information that also going to guide you when you are taking your investment decision. Yes, we want to look at the state of the market as we speak. We'll use the chart to discuss. Look at the state of the market now. Say that the market is now in a marginal down move, but as we speak, market is still strong. If you look at the true strength indicator I've just shown up now, you can see what it's saying. But we call other indicator to look at. As we speak now, market is trading around 51,801.73, down by 161.12, representing around 0.31% down. This is still marginal, but I believe that as market proceed towards the close today, we'll see that the other stock comes on board, and that will also give us insight. But as we speak, the market breadth is still negative. We're having 10 losers and just 7 gainers at this moment. At this hour, we're having the top losers, Prestige Assurance, followed by Royal Exchange Assurance, have PZ, they'll have MTN, and they'll have Access Corp. These are the top losers as we speak. We have other like UCAP, WAPO, and GTCO under the losing position now. But the faster is possible before the market close. Then for the gainers, we have the life of Sovereign Trust Insurance leading the pack, followed by Regency Insurance, ETI is there, and have Okomu Oil and FBN Holding. These are the 5 top gainers. Others that is there, that small cap too. We saw the life of UBN among the gainers and others there, but they are not more. They are just 7. We have seen the 5 already among the top gainers at this hour. But I believe that when more information comes to the market, we might see a reversal, in the what we are seeing now for a positive move. But let's just say this is not panic us. Market is still very good. It's expected that after market have rallied for 5 days, we expect what a little pullback. That's why I said between now and end of the quarter, we expect a this trend, but then the market is likely to also close in the positive direction at the end of the day and reduce what the market have lost so far in the month. Knowing that this month of June, I've said that from the beginning, it's a very dicey month. That for the past 5 years, I've seen 3 years was down and 2 years was up. If we add it to this one at the end of the day, we'll know the position for the last exist here. For me, let's just keep our finger crossed. The market is still very, very strong. No, I would say that the market is strong. Then, if you look at the top, trade in terms of volume, I will not finish complete this session without mention volume. Like I said, always that volume is what is the force behind the price movement. Volume is what add force. Just like when a plane want to take, see, move the force. That force for price is what is volume. Then, I speak now. The top trade in terms of volume, is the Living Trust Mortgage the Bank is one leading, followed by MTN, FBN Holdings, Zenith Bank, and UBA. These are the top trade stock in terms of volume at this hour. For now, I want to look at the market here live. You can see, I want to call up our indicators to see what is happening here. We have already have the True Trust strength in the indicator display. I'm going to add money flow and our T line to go on with our discussion for today. We're not using the MACD. Already we have sorry. Already we have the T line. Already we have sorry. We're not using MACD. Already we have the True Trust indicator. Now we're taking our T line to our 8 as usual, that we know what is saying at this hour. Yes, as we speak now, if you look at the trend now, you can see that the index is, or the market is around just on top of the T line now, just on top, down or on top of it. You feel that market is at a very nice position to break out or continue down or up. But yesterday, market broke the T line up marginally. You can see what is happening today. You can see, but the thing here that yesterday, you can see that money flow is still looking down. Despite today, the market was up almost 0.5, but now this morning, for money flow still looking down. Why the true trend telling us that trend is still very much in the market. Money flow is looking down, and T line market is at a point of T line on a day chart. Let's look at the 1 hour chart to know exactly what is happening in this position now. Let's see what is happening here. That will be a long way to tell us what to do. As we speak, even on the 1 hour chart, market is trying to correct a small or profit taking, but it's resting on the T line. It has not broken down the T line. Say that yes, I can see that the true trend is also bullish, strong, but don't forget that it's already down, trying to cross up too. You can see it here, trying to cross up to coming down here, cross up. You can see the view from here, looking up. For me, it's a good one. But once here, but if it comes down from here, that is not too good. But you can see, but money flow is looking down for almost 2 days now. You can see for 3 days, still looking down. 2 days now, you can see it's looking down. That's what that means. Fund is looking at the market. That's why the market is looking up. We need to also watch and see what the market is close to be. It's very, very important. Like today, we'll be looking at the ETI. The trend is it going to maintain? Okomu saw yesterday, FBN holding. We look at also what is happening in MTN that was up yesterday and today down. We also look at Zenith Bank and the UBA, PZ, just an access. As time permits, these are the stock we'll be chatting to see their performance at this hour. You know that the life of Prestige is already pulling back. That of Royal Exchange is pulling back. Yes, let's watch others and see their position now. We'll start with the ETI this hour to see what is happening. ETI. Let's start ETI with an hour chart before we go to a day chart. ETI is looking strong. Despite here we are seeing a kind of a little, it has crossed 11 naira to almost 11, 20, 26, 20 now at this point. Marginally trying to, money flow is looking up, and the relative strength, true strength in the indicator is looking up and strong. The way it is showing on 1 hour chart, this is good for ETI. Let's look at also the day chart for ETI. Day chart ETI is above the T line already. I can see the information. See this line here, here is a double top. The breakout of this 1120 also ushered the top and up trend. So let's see how it goes. And don't forget, look down here carefully. You can see that the strength of the cross, but because it's still down below the dotted line, we'll see that as it crossed, once it crossed over the dotted line, now more strength. But as we speak now, there's already a signal that stock tries to trend up. Once the blue line crosses the red line up, a good sign of what strength coming back to what to ETI. And money flow is looking up. Yeah, that's why it's still very low at below 20 to reach 17. Those of funds entering. If it can cross 50, that would be very nice to support that fund is entering the stock and the trend is sustainable. Yes, we go back to Okomu Oil. Started the stock yesterday, and now this morning is still among the gainers. Let's see what is happening in Okomu Oil. Sorry, what is happening in Okomu Oil for us to know exactly what is happening there. Once we're able to capture that, yeah, yes, this is on a day chart. You know, we're doing a day chart here. Look at it. You know, it has touched as high as 220, but you know, around the 210 now, 210, 28, 216, 209. Let's see how it's going to close the day. But the thing was seen like a sell position already. People tend to take profit, and that also signal in the money flow going down. And here you can see after touching here, trying to also start looking down. Let's look at the 1 hour chart for the stock. The 1 hour chart telling us yes, it's slightly above the T line. So let's see how it's going to sustain. You can see that it's already a red step position. You can see red money flow is looking up on a 1 hour chart for the stock. Fine, not too bad, but sustainability of the trend the next day is what we're looking for. Let's see how it's going to close the day today. That was very, very important. Then FBN holding among the gainers again. FBN going on 1 hour chart, you can see how far it has been on this trend, and that trend is sustained. Even this morning, you can see that the pullback before we are seeing fund entering on 1 hour chart for it's a good one. It tested the T line, it continued the uptrend again. But let's look at the chart for FBN holding. FBN holding is having a good chart pattern. You can see almost a V pattern. This bullish V is strong. Once able to cover to this level, that's coming back to around that 12, 13 naira. Can still pick here, but it's still making an uptrend. Doing 11, 12 today, 11, 10, 11, 12. Let's see what you can see that the full trend indicator has confirmed an uptrend, but still below the dotted line. Once it crosses it, full trend, and you can see that at the level of 47 point something, 47.8, we are seeing that the money flow has reversed up, meaning that funds is still entering. But I would say that those that are in this stock, the opportunity for you to take profit. Yes, there's a plan that the bank is now waking up to start expanding to other African market. If that's achieved, but I'll tell you those that are already where to targeting. Once they also see their stability in those African level, but as speak now, their earnings still means that's why the liquidity improvement saw as a result of kind of recovery that impacted the numbers that were released recently by the bank. But we'll see that once they're able to spread their tentacle around the African market, because the trade zone agreement in Africa is a plus for all the companies that are able to mobilize and move around this zone with their products and services, go to enhance their bottom line at the end of the day. You can see that now the First Bank is having a plan. If that plan is prepared, but that's why you need to look the way of GTL, the way of UBA, Access Bank, and ETI. These are the ones I know that they have strong foot in other African countries now to speak. That also going to be part of what will boost their performance at the end of the day, looking at their bottom line, earning from other countries. These are part of what I want to discuss in the coming masterclass. That means if you have not registered, you need to take time, out that second of July and be in the class. Those that have notified this morning that they made their payment, go ahead and make your payment, and the link for the class will be made available on Friday evening, so that you can have access to log in on time on Saturday morning by God's grace. I believe that at the end of the class, the stuff are going to be shared. You'll be smiling to the bank, as I've said yesterday, at the end of the day. Yes, let's look at what is happening in PZ again, as it continue to to downtrend. Let's see what is happening in PZ. Happening in PZ. PZ is still on a profit taking. Consider selling below the T line. Like I said, at this point, when they read their numbers that look similarly, okay, but because of the expected payment, I see people already said. But I told you this is strong support level. Consider it has broken that as first support level. So that level again only. You want to watch here, you can see that resistance here turning support. You can see it here, resistance here turning support. You're watching to see whether it will break down here or reverse. But I believe that when you pull back to a certain level, because of the expectation of audited account, I expect that also there will be a little adjustment. But speak now, you don't fall, you don't catch a falling knife, don't jump into the stock now until a support level is established and a rebound initiated. Yeah. We want to look at the 1 hour chart for this stock and see both on 1 hour and the day chart, stock is not looking too good technically, despite that the number release was also good for their full year. Yes, quick one look at what is happening in MTN and Access Bank for round up. Time permit us can look at the neighborhood. Let's look at what MTN as we speak now is happening in MTN. It's a stock that gained almost 2 points or 3 points yesterday. As we speak now, it's also pulling back. If you look at here, you can see that the stock is slightly also below the T line. You can see, like I said, once it cross down the T line, you have to wait to confirm what an update before you jump in. You have to short at this point. Sell off here to wait until it comes down. But that's why you need to know how to read your candlestick and use it at any time you are trading to know exactly how to manage your risk and also protect your winning position. But I speak now, the stock is looking down because of profit taking. You can see volume there. You can see the volume showing in this long thing here. Volume showing this morning, and they can see that your true strength is also telling us that here is strong, but you can see that the blue line is trying to cross. Once it crosses, it confirm also and go below this dotted line. That will confirm a weak trend. But because of expecting earnings of this company any month from now, you can still also look at. They can see that here on the day chart, the formation is a descending triangle we have seen here. Yeah, but as we speak now, it's telling below the above top of the T line, but on the step position, you can see the volume here, red, and also money flow is looking at his phone. It's giving in terms of step position as we speak now. That that took away the 5 naira the stock gain yesterday this morning. But this does not panic you if you are not MTN, but rather any price pullback here will be opportunity for you to take position. A stock that are returned up to like 30 to 40% year to date. People are about to take profit, especially those that are retail investors that enter at 1 naira, as 169 or 200 naira in the stock. For me, it's a good one. Let's see how it goes. Yes, finally, let's look at Access Corp. That will be the last one, but our time is fast spent. Let's look at Access. Access. This will be the last for the day. Yes, look at Access. Well, Access is on the day chart. Is looking down below the T line now, but also try to resist decline at this point. You can see this is forming a strong double bottom here, but a breakout was not wanted at the downtrend. But if you stabilize here and find this might become a double bottom for the stock. And also if you look at your money flow here on the day chart, it's always turning up, already turning up, despite that we are seeing a pullback in the stock. Let's look at the 1 hour chart and see how it look at on 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart, there is you can see here, it's already below the T line. You can see this stand here, and this has confirmed, a very strong, also below the dotted line. And money flow turning down this hour on the 1 hour chart. There is a strong social again in the stock. Yes, I will say at this point, thank you for your time, and also look forward to see you tomorrow as also prepare for the master class. Q3 master class coming up on the July 2nd, and I look forward to see you all in this class. And also, share the link with your friends, with your family members. Subscribe to the YouTube so you can get any updates. There are videos concerning this training online. Go and watch the videos and see what you're going to gain and reason why you should be in the class on the 2nd of July. For those that have made their payment, I say just relax your mind. Once after the class on Monday morning, you just start taking your position. And for the next 90 days investment window, you see what the market will deliver. And I know that their stocks are going to deliver double their price before now and end of the year. especially two stocks are going to share, are going to double price. The price they are selling will be double. That means 100% to expect between now and end of the year. You have to be in the class so that you can be part of those people that will take early position in these two stocks and other. The defensive stock are already there, penciled down for participants. Why these two that will deliver 100% double their price, that is where you should be also at the coming master class. I will say thank you again and enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace.